Acting President and Prime Minister Han Duck-soo promised his utmost to stabilize South Korea's domestic situation and diplomatic relations as he took over President Yoon Suk Yeol's executive duties on Saturday. This came after Parliament voted to pass the motion on impeaching Yoon over his martial law decree. Our Oh Soo-young explains.
The lights went out at the entrance of the nation's top office on Saturday, no longer reading "Welcome to the Presidential Office." This came after Parliament passed a motion to start impeaching President Yoon Suk Yeol, who ordered martial law on December 3rd. His duties were suspended as of 7:42 p.m. upon receiving the National Assembly's resolution at the Presidential Office. The next executive in line, Prime Minister Han Duck-soo, assumed authority over state affairs, diplomacy and the military as acting president. Han hit the ground running as he presided over an emergency cabinet meeting, delivered a public address, and convened the National Security Council, pledging his utmost efforts to stabilize the country.
The government will adopt a humble stance, engage closely with the public, seek their cooperation, and maintain the trust of the international community. We'll ensure that you, the citizens, can feel reassured through steady and stable governance.
Han first stressed the importance of national security, calling for stronger military readiness to ensure no gaps in security and prepared to respond immediately to any crisis. He promised to make every effort as a whole government to maintain close alliances and trust with key partners, including the United States and their trilateral relations with Japan. Han also pledged to strengthen the government's response to support financial markets, public safety and order, and tailored support measures for vulnerable groups, as well as comprehensive disaster responses. With over 40 years of working in the civil service, Han has been credited for his leadership in handling national crises such as the Oh Soo-young underpass disaster, the disrupted World Scout Jamboree last year, and the doctors' protests against medical reforms. In fact, the Prime Minister has experience of working for a caretaker government, having served as Chief of the Office for Government Policy Coordination under Acting President Ko Kwon in 2004. Over the coming months, Han plans to work from the government complex in Gwanghwamun Central, Seoul, and receive reports from secretaries remaining at the Yongsan Presidential Office. The Constitutional Court has up to 180 days to make a ruling on Yoon, during which he may only retain the title, salary and privileges, such as the use of the official residence, vehicles, aircraft and security protection for the president. With his executive powers frozen after 2.5 years, President Yoon now appears to be gearing up to challenge the proceedings and insurrection charges against him, having said he will not give up but fight to the end. In a speech released after the impeachment vote, Yoon acknowledged the transfer of his powers to the PM, but indicated he will continue making his case.
저는 지금 잠시 멈춰 서지만 지난 2년 반 국민과 함께 걸어온 미래를 향한 여정은 결코 멈춰 서서는 안 될 것입니다. 저는 결코 포기하지 않겠습니다.
He claimed on Thursday the imposition of martial law was a legal act of governance aimed at protecting the constitutional order from the opposition's attempts to undermine democracy. Oh Soo-young, Arirang News.